Hey fellas, yesterday another Nintendo Direct presentation stream for the Partner Showcase series, and still no new Smash reveals just yet, and with the 3DS now officially bowing out after 9 years and 75 million units sold, I guess this is gonna be, if you need me most, my console's gonna be my Switch mainly, so might as well get this thing started. So first off, Monster Hunter Rise. It's definitely Monster Hunter. I mean, it's not quite Monster Hunter World yet, which is the only one that I've really actively played and enjoyed. So not, as I mentioned before, not the biggest fan of the series. I'll definitely get into that further in the next cut, but they held a whole separate Monster Hunter Direct. But I guess it's good for people who are into Monster Hunter, but I'm not really one of them. But you do have my sympathy about, even though they're pushing back Hack the movie, Fairly Odd Reasons till next year, here, as someone who did not like the previous adaptation of Resident Evil for the reason of the director basically making like a glorified fanfic about his wife as a star, as they expect everyone wants from the games, I fear a similar outcome. And I don't have any formal opinion on the handler either. I mean, but nor the amiibo. I'm more looking into the ones of Snake, Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Incineroar for the most part, as well as Ridley. Hey, but if you want to feed the handler to the Rathalos, I wouldn't object personally at all. On that note, Monster Hunter Stories 2, who it's definitely, I'm just really surprised to make a sequel to that game. I think the first one only sold about 700,000 worldwide on 3DS, as in less than a million. And again, I thought the amiibo for those were the big sellers, which didn't really happen. And again, and I actually managed to get this beast, which is probably the one, my first large scale one, because of how I figured that would be hard to find. And sure enough, heck, some of my Splatoon ones were going to come in, but again, I did not play the first game and I plan to, so probably not gonna be too heavily invested in this one. But both of them are coming out in 2021. Rise on March 26th, this one in the summer, so there's that. Okay. So, oh, Fitness Boxing 2 Rhythm and Exercise. Again, this is the third straight one where I basically am saying I did not play the first one, I did not plan to. So don't worry, it's not just gonna be all. It's not like there's nothing that interested me in this one. The next cut is definitely gonna be an example of that. So, but I guess if you play the first one, it appeals to you, who allow me to just briefly say, in Scott the Wallace fashion, it looks fine. Yeah, finally got one. Ori and the Will of the Wisps meme, which, again, I appreciate Microsoft's offer, but I don't have an Xbox One. I'm really glad this is coming to system, given how the first Ori and the Blind Forest was fantastic. One, it ran really well on the Switch. I mean, I don't know if there's going to continue, like, after with Cuphead and the next generation, with the Xbox Series coming out soon, as well as Precision Talk a new model, but both of these ones are just great, so I'm definitely gonna be getting this one as soon as I can. So it just went live as soon as the direct ended, so once I have the money, it's definitely very high on my priority. Yeah. Okay, so next up we have Disgaea 6 coming in 2021, and at the same time we have a trial of Disgaea 5 that'll be going from the 23rd, 29th this month. I mean, that's one I've always had some fascination with. I mean, and apparently I've been pronouncing that one wrong all this time. I mean, the other remasters has some games I see worked fine on the console, so I imagine 6 should work quite well. I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of the trial, like I did with with Mario Tennis Aces, which I already bought at the discount last year, ARMS, and Pokken Deluxe, both of which I plan on picking up fairly soon. And hey, if I try this one, maybe I'll buy this one too in the future. I don't know. I've been pronouncing that also the title Disgaea all this time. I guess like with Ryu and Ryu, I mean, even though the official pronunciation is a former, I'll accept the latter's ethnic variant at least. I mean, hence the point of Ryu of the movie. So let's keep this train going. Balan Wonderland, which is also coming out March 26, 2021. I mean, I guess it was going to be later this year, but for, again, fairly obvious reasons, they pushed it back. I mean, I've been at least aware this one existed and I stand on it before, but my understanding now that I have finally seen some of it, it's developed by a lot of the same people who made Nights into Dreams, which one reminds me of, and so I like that game. I'm open to the idea of having the X ones ported to this system on top of this new one influenced by it, but I'm gonna wait to see what other people think first. I mean, Freedom Planet proved to be pretty fun overall. I mean, even before we got legit 2D Sonic again, and I mean, because I do at least appreciate the effort on paper, but personally, hey, I really don't want us to turn into a situation like with 10 to the Nexamon. They thought it was going to be a next big thing, but then the former got pushed back on consoles and the latter quickly dropped off the radar. I mean, it kind of got squashed by the ones the pre-orders for Mario 3D All-Stars went live. Yeah. So I might as well keep this going. Okay. Last one, other ones I'm probably not actively seeking. Rune Factory 5 coming out in 2021, which I guess is alright for people who actually play Rune Factory. Not so much for people like me who don't really care about it that much. Again, Brit Light Scott, it looks fine. There's no lightning round this time because there's a lot fewer games in this one, but one plus to that it says fewer bad ones to address, fewer disappointments, so there's that. I will have a double up in this last one here, and one of the last ones here, because two more games came out after the stream ended. The Long Dark, which I'm as familiar with, but Hades, this indie title I mentioned in one of the previous directs based on Greek mythology, has come out and has been very well received. So, as I said, definitely going to be looking at that one very soon. So, a couple more announcements to address. I know that the Crown Tundra is teasing coming soon from South Africa, but I'm going to be waiting for it to come to this hemisphere here before I get to talk about that further. So, yeah. Second to last game, Empire of Sin, coming on December the 1st. It definitely has been an interesting journey for this one. However, as someone who does have an affinity for those old-timey, noirish crime stories, I'm definitely hoping that this game can pull off something interesting with the hardware. I'm trying to remember if it was meant for other consoles, developed specifically for this one. However, I'll definitely keep it on this one when it launches, even though probably won't be getting it right away. Last, but definitely not least, Sniper Elite 4, which is coming in the 2020 holiday season. They didn't get an exact date for this one yet, and even though I mainly played that one on PS4, mainly because of one of my free PSN games a while back. I'm interested at least to see how the Switch could potentially run this game, given how it'll handle a lot more complex titles in this, like with Bioshock, Borderlands, especially all the newer id Software games such as Wolfenstein and the Doom reboot. Fingers crossed about how Doom Eternal being able to successfully work on the platform. That's coming from someone who's not the biggest Doom fan, but does appreciate what they've done with it as of late. But again, I don't have much to say because even though I don't think it's a bad game at all, it's definitely wasn't on my top 5 or top 10 list of any ports I would have expected to see or wanted for the system, but I am just open enough to see how it's going to turn out. So, guess I'll see you guys all in the next one, whenever that might be, and I will talk to you all later, since next up is going to be my addressing the next Night City Wires up on 2077. So, see you then.